Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy, and I am in my office tarot room area, and I was just doing a video, my second video, my little deck interview video for the Magical Unicorns, and shortly after I started it, like I wasn't even into a full minute, and there was this cat fight was breaking out right by my head. Because there's a window there, and so I had to, and it was one of the cats, actually the cat on the, as you're looking at this video, the cat on the left was behind a curtain up in a window, sitting on the windowsill, as cats will do. The cat on the right jumped up onto that sill without any idea that the other cat was up there, and they had a bit of a shocking moment because they're generally not in each other's faces, especially not suddenly. So I thought almost in that video I did this little bit, but I don't usually show my animals because they're usually moving. They're all over the place. But these two now have settled down. So I will introduce you. This fellow right here is the one on the left, on the purple blanket. That is the rescue cat, the interloper, who causes so much trouble right now in terms of agitating my other cats. He looks very mellow, and he is continuing to mellow over time, partly I think because he's still releasing hormones after having been neutered. It's been over 2 months now, I think. But also, I think he's realizing that he's in a place where he doesn't have to be so defensive, that he can relax like this and just sleep and not be on guard and not be obnoxious. So there he is. That's the instigator, 99% of the time right there, the instigator. My dogs are not in here because I have them in their crates. For some reason, I asked them if they wanted to go out. I was in the kitchen, and I either wanted them out of the kitchen or out in the backyard, and I asked, do you want to go out? And they both popped in their crates. And to me, that's like, we want to stay in the kitchen, the crates are in the kitchen, and watch you eat. So I put them in their crates, and I just decided to leave them in there for a little while because I was going to do this video. And so the cats have been out on their own. Now I have one other cat, and she is in her own, what I call the cat room, which is where this is my Jasmine kitty. This cat is about 2 years old, probably a little older than 2 now. This kitty, gosh, she's 9 or 10. I don't know. I'm not good at keeping track of time. Certainly not the ages of my pets. So this is Jasmine, and she and my other cat, Puka, are seniors, sort of. I mean, they're older cats. Jasmine's a little on the porky side. I don't know what's going on, but at the beginning of the summer she started to put on a lot of weight, so I'm not sure what's happening there. She's got fat cat hormone problems or what. So there they are. So they had an unpleasant surprise meeting, and it's only the camera angle that makes this cat look bigger. He's just closer. They're probably about the same size. Jasmine might even be the bigger cat. Yeah, so they had an unpleasant encounter and managed to part peaceably, I think partly because I interfered. So they were facing each other, and what I did is, when that happened, is I turned around and I stuck the curtain in between them. I just popped it between them. And when you break that confrontational eye contact with them, it seems to make quite a difference. And then Jasmine, who's the one who had hopped up into the window, slowly she turned, inch by inch, step by step. She turned and she left the window. you know, she had jumped up there not realizing anybody was up there. And now they're sleeping fairly peacefully near each other, and they will do this also on my bed for short periods. This fellow, and I started calling him Ollie to begin with. I called him Ollie, and that's when he was an outside cat, an outside stray, and I called him Ollie, and I would call him, I would say, Ollie, Ollie, oxen free, and he would come running. But I think, and I called him Ollie as an Oliver Twist, and he really has actually quite a sweet personality when he's not being obnoxious to other animals. And he will bat at me as well, but, he really wants to be loved and loved on, and he loves to have his head scratched, and, he's never misbehaved for a vet poking him or anything like that, so he's really not a hardened, hostile kind of a tomcat. So Oliver Twist, because he seemed like a perfectly sweet cat who was cast out onto the streets, and eventually he was extremely skinny when I took him to the vet finally, because I was feeding him, and yet he was getting skinnier and skinnier and totally miserable and losing hair, and anyway, they described him as emaciated, and he had giardia. So anything that was going in him was coming right back out. It was quite an adventure for me. Anyway, and he's got lots of allergies, so he cannot be an outside cat. I'm looking for a home for him because he doesn't get along very well with my cats, and I think my cats have been through enough in that regard. They've been actually more tolerant than they have with other cats I've tried to take in. But they need some relief. So good old Ollie needs a different name now, but his personality is still mellowing, so some of the other brat cat kind of names that I've given him I think are unfair to him, just as Ollie seems to not quite fit him anymore. So I'm not sure what to call him. And so that's the saga of Ollie. And there's one of my cats. And so, people have asked me before to introduce my animals. I'll try to do it again sometime with the dogs when I have the dogs out, but they are kind of constantly moving. So in fact, the cats are often constantly moving. It's a rare day, it's a rare moment to have two cats sitting within camera range so that I can show them both on camera, and that they're sitting here, they're laying here sleeping both like this. It's an unusual moment. But there you go. Two of the troublemakers that sometimes interrupt my videos. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.